So ladies and gentlemen, I spent, well, as you guys can see by the title, I spent 10 hours to get to 50 million GTA 5 online. And let's just say it was very interesting getting to this point. I thought it would only take me a couple of hours, but no, because certain events transpired which took a lot of hours out of my time. So, yeah, however, first few hours, you know, it was going smoothly enough, I suppose. Did a few CAYO Pericos, had it completed. And this is kind of the entire reason for this video, just me doing a CAYO Perico heist for 10 hours straight. And then seeing if I can reach 50 million in that time. And I barely did, if you guys can believe it. Like, it would come down to the absolute wire. But in the end, I just managed to get it done. But there was a lot of things to get there, including this, which was very interesting. So basically, heist pass, you know, all that stuff. First one done. I think that was my second or third one done. And yeah. You know what? It was fine. But then this is when the first issue came around. So I was simply just doing the next CAYO Perico after that. Wanted to get the long fin. And then all of a sudden, well, this absolute legend came out of nowhere and dive bombed me. I was very upset. And honestly, I don't understand these type of people. Just dive bomb, leave. I was very annoyed. But then I realised I had to travel all the way back, so I was even more annoyed. Because I didn't buy the Phantom Wedge, because I'm a cheapskate, because I'm trying to get to 100 million. Oh, god damn. And also, I just thought I'd just let this clip play out for itself. I just wanted to say that this was probably one of the first times I truly encountered a modder. Like, before, yes, I may have, like, passed one by or things, and yeah, let's just say I was on the run. And it was very intense, not gonna lie. And I'm not gonna lie when I tell you this was one of the first things that started occurring. There was two main incidents that happened, which severely, like, drained my time by, like, 4 hours almost. I had been stuck with BS. And, yeah, this guy was teleporting and he was trying to grief me. And, I was very annoyed because I just wanted to get on with my mission and they just refused to let me out. And he was God mode as well. As I tried to shoot him here, it didn't really happen because he was, well, God mode. And this is like what I'm on about in terms of PC. Like, this is like the most annoying type of stuff. Like, I can handle everything else, it's just this, it gets on my nerves sometimes, man. And being on the run, it ain't fantastic, not gonna lie. Especially from a God mode griefer. And yeah, that was literally, I couldn't do anything. I was effectively done for. And can I just say, once this clip ends, it continues for hours. Like, he just comes up next to me as I'm trying to do something, blows me up like that. But, like, I don't get it, personally, man. Also, I just thought I'd say, seeing as we're nearly 5 minutes into the video, if you guys can hear by my voice, I'm dying inside, and also my nose just went places this morning. So yeah, when I'm currently putting voiceover, and this is the Wednesday, it's probably going to be uploaded on the Friday, so yeah, if I'm a bit out of it, then that's why in these next few videos. But yes, hours later, well, not hours later, like 38 8 minutes the recording file was. I finally, I managed to complete the mission, and I could have done a tap dance. That's how happy I was, ladies and gentlemen. It had been a long road up to that point of misery, destruction, self-isolation, finding a will to live. I literally got myself something to eat and just watched as this guy continuously killed me. Because I don't really care about my KD a lot, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I seriously don't. But, like, that's the thing. Like, KD warriors, I don't understand. Also, this was very smooth on my behalf. But eventually, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, the guy left, so I had an opportunity, a moment to complete the mission. I thought I could just lose the cops naturally, and then I proceeded to realize that wasn't gonna work. I tried my absolute hardest. I went around the back. That's what she said. You know what, for that joke, I'm gonna first of all drop my controller, and also secondly, you guys can watch the rest of this clip, which is not very long, it's just me delivering it. Also, I just thought I'd come back and say that it was all worth it in the end, because I got the pink diamonds, and I had a really good take at the end, like a really good take. I think it was my second best ever solo take, minus the Panther statue. Like, so I've only had the Panther statue like twice, and both times it was on hard, so like literally I managed to like make 2.5 million an hour. It was mental. And yeah, that's the amount of cash I earned. I was very happy. But this was the calm before the storm, aka before the second event happens. Again, I'd come back and say that everything was going smoothly. Everything was going according to plan, shall we speak. But in the end, if I knew what was to come, I don't think I would have had such optimism that I did on this hour. Because just like the first few hours, it just ended in misery. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you death. So I was just getting off my next setup mission, as you do. Then all of a sudden I see that I was getting locked onto by this jet player, and I immediately jumped out. This guy attempted to dive bomb me and failed. So then I realized I needed to very quickly get out my Mark II sniper. It was the PvP battle in the middle of CAYO PERICO, 10 hours. And it looked as if I was missing all my shots, and I truly probably was, but I landed one of the shots. I knew he was weak. I knew I could have gotten him, and with one good shot I did it, and he was taken out of action permanently. But first of all, he called me a noob, even though he was the one in a jet dive bombing me. So I mean, that's something. So I had to just quickly fire back at him, but this cheeky comment set off a full-scale war. A war that I had no chance of winning because it was like 3 versus 1, and they were all in military jets whilst I was on the ground fighting like a genuine PvP player. But you know what? I didn't realize how much... I had a feeling it was gonna kick off, but I didn't realize it was kick off in the way it did. Because the battle lasted for an hour and 42 minutes. That's just ridiculous in my opinion. I'll only show you the good bits though, of course. Yeah, they attempted to run me over, and they both, they just failed miserably. This is them using, like, their low-tech things where I could just absolutely obliterate them in. And, yeah, I obliterated them alright. But then I tried to get to my Presser Mark II. This guy was coming up behind me. It was a 2v1 already. I didn't have a good feeling about this. And as I was trying to minigun him down too, I got shot. Things just got out of hand. Marvel reference. And they also destroyed my Presser Mark II, so I was a bit salty about that. But yeah, again, this was the calm before the storm, ladies and gentlemen. I knew things were starting to kick off, but it was still manic. I tried to escape. It didn't really work very well, but then, ladies and gentlemen, 3 people all on the docks side. You know what? Let's just dive bomb this player for no reason at all. I got one lucky shot off, and then this guy just failed miserably at his cannons and just dive bombed himself and failed in every sense of the word. And then he spawned on top of the thing, and I seriously, at this point, I just couldn't be bothered. Like, so I just attempted to just run as fast as I could. Honestly, this was a good decision, because it was, at this point now, it was 3 players against 1, and they all had military vehicles, they all had their good stuff, whilst meanwhile, I was just in the water, trying to just win, I guess. Well, trying to deliver my fingerprint cloner, and this guy was in the water too. It was probably going to be all she wrote. But at the same time, all of a sudden, this guy killed them too. I was really confused. I thought there was a glimmer of hope, but I was sadly so mistaken. And also, I nearly drowned here as well, because I forgot that, like, you know, water physics exists, unfortunately. And yeah, it was just a bit, I'm not gonna lie. And I died, of course. Now this is the part where, well, not this part specifically, but at some point, I literally, for 20 minutes, I got spawned on the dock over and over. It was fucking absurd. Actually, this was after I managed to deliver the fingerprint cloner, because I got my Oppressor Mark II back, and I just fucking ran for the hills. I was tempted to fight them some more, but I just didn't want to get embarrassed, so I just ran. They all attempted to shoot at me. It was very intense, I'm not gonna lie. I realised that there was no way my Oppressor was getting out of here alive, so I just decided to YOLO it. I thought I could save it, but I just couldn't. It doesn't matter though, because in the end, they bailed the last possible shot and I delivered it. Again, then afterwards, it was just... so bad. It was just so depressing. Very depressing. And I decided to just, you know, chat a bit of do to them. Then they just got their Oppressor Mark II and blew up my entire submarine. And then I proceeded to get spawned right next to the both of them. Yeah, there was no way I was surviving this, and they had the bulletproof helmets and all, so effectively... I was just dead. And this was the 20-minute grace period where it just kept on happening. They had their bulletproof helmets, they had everything. And it was just dumb. It was so dumb. Kept on spawning there for 20 minutes. Then after a while, yeah, this is what happened. This guy had a tank, another guy had a cooler, another guy was on foot, and I basically just saw that. I was just like, nope, I'm out. Best decision I could have made, because otherwise I probably wouldn't have been able to complete this 10-hour challenge. So really, technically this was only a 6-hour CAYO PERICO challenge. However, I counted it as 10 hours because in total the game files were about 10 hours and 30 minutes, and I subtracted the 30 minutes of me being AFK at one point. But yeah, in the end I was very close to getting to the 50 million mark. I realised I was halfway to 100 million, the road to 100 million series, of course you guys are familiar with it. This is kind of like a spin-off episode to an extent. But yeah, it was literally just, we gotta get the money. That was my only game plan, and I had to get it quick. And I also did it in 7 minutes and 53 seconds, and honestly that was really, really good. I'm not gonna lie. I think that was like only a minute off the world record, I could be wrong. But for me, like, it's very rare I get under 10 minutes on the CAYO PERICO. Like, out of all the ones I did, I think I got one over 10-minute one. And that was because of, like, really bad spawns in terms of, like, the secondary loot and that, because I was doing it solo. But still, 11 minutes and 36 seconds, I believe it was. It was still not bad, it just wasn't the best. But yeah, we are on hour 9 by the time of this next clip. And yeah, this was the last guy I got paired with, because I did quite a few of these with randoms, because if this is my philosophy, if I get tequila or something, like one of the worst ones, I would do it with another player, because I actually would get severe increase in profits, like by a few 100k. So as long as I had a good person to do it with, then I'd be good. I'd take 15%. But here's the thing, it was with randoms, and they are unpredictable creatures, so it didn't really happen. And in the end, when I basically hit the 10-hour mark, I put my last bit of CAYO PERICO money in the bank, and ladies and gentlemen, I had 50 million. We are halfway there, and I'm finding the will to live. Next episode's gonna be in adversary mode, just FYI. Might even do a 10-hour special of doing that. At least it'll be a bit more fun, and I'll actually enjoy myself a bit more, and I'll not actually hate myself to such a talk shit extent. Yeah.